As Dunedin absorbs the news that one of its largest employers is to close with the loss of over 350 jobs, people throughout the country are considering responding in the form of a boycott. Cadbury's owner, Mondelez International, is cutting costs throughout the world. In fact, since Cadbury was bought by what was then Kraft in 2010, thousands of Cadbury workers have lost their jobs globally. In Dunedin, there's confusion, sadness and anger about this, and one local business owner says a boycott is an appropriate response. Errol White owns Brunch and Lunch, and there, quite simply, Cadbury are now out for good. I asked him where his store is.
On the corner of Frederick and Leith Street.
So you are close to Cadbury's, aren't you?
Yep, just only 3 minutes walk away, probably.
Any of their staff ever come in for a pie or a Coke or anything?
Yeah, they come in a lot. Yeah, a lot of them come in.
And so they would be regulars and you'd know them?
Yep.
And have you spoken to them about losing their jobs?
I've spoken to a couple this morning, yeah.
And what are they saying?
Oh, they're not very happy, you know, they're sort of pretty shocked, really. So, yeah.
It's fun, isn't it? It's such a Cadbury is such a Dunedin institution.
Yeah, for sure. You know, like, I mean, they've been there for 80-odd years. It was established by a Dunedin guy, Hudson, in the first place, apparently, and I just think that if Cadbury's can't run it efficiently, well, I think they are anyway, I mean, surely they'd have a wee bit of sympathy and think, oh, well, we'll leave those guys there in Dunedin working away as good as gold. They've done it for 80 years already. And if they can't make money doing that, then they should look at their management just about, shouldn't they?
And so your response to this is, and National Radio listeners are going to have to forgive this phrase, but you're saying, bugger you, if you're not going to make Cadbury in Dunedin, I'm not going to sell Cadbury in Dunedin.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've got Whittaker's chocolate in New Zealand. We don't need Cadbury's chocolate anyway. If they want to make it in Australia, they can eat it in Australia.
The issue, of course, is the union is saying, hey, but in the meantime, these workers have still got jobs. The boycott's too soon. Yeah, no,
I read that in the paper this morning and I sort of agree with them there. So that gives us 10 months on to make a real good plan and have a decent boycott in 10 months' time.
So you've said, yep, fair point. I'm not going to have the boycott while that factory is still making products in Dunedin.
I'll probably have to stick to my guns, but, you know, otherwise I'll be laughed at if I start putting it back on the counter. But you know, I mean, I know it's a long shot. I don't expect to change much, really, but we've got to stand up for ourselves in New Zealand. You know, they take everything away overseas. We don't need their chocolate. If you had Whittaker's chocolate on the counter instead of Cadbury's products, people are just going to impulse buy it anyway, and they'll be quite happy. You're not going to lose any money, and it will create a lot more jobs for Whittaker's, wouldn't
it? And your larger point is that actually, let's support the people who support us.
Exactly. Yeah, too right. That's the main reason I was sort of getting a bit snaky on it. You know.
What sort of response have you had for getting snaky on it?
Yeah, tremendous response, really. I didn't really expect much at all. I thought I'd just open my big mouth and say this and do it. But apparently there's been about 2,500 hits on the old Facebook, on the ODT Facebook thing. So, you know, they've obviously been reading it. And
Errol, that noise in the background that goes boop, boop all the time.
Bell going.
Is that customers coming and going?
Yeah.
I want to share in your shop, bro. It's like Piccadilly Circus in there.
No pushing, come on.
But they're not coming in to buy Cadbury's, Errol.
No, a lot of people have been commenting, think it's a good idea to do that, actually. They're sort of, I know it's probably not that good a thing to do at the moment, according to the unions, and it probably won't work anyway, but I mean, just imagine if all the lemon shops in the country thought, yeah, buggy, we'll just give it a go for a few months and see what happens. They wouldn't notice any downturn in customers or anything like that. They don't come down off the hills to buy a Moro bar, do they?
Errol White from Brunch and Lunch, which sounded like it was doing a roaring trade while we were speaking.